Hello and welcome to day one of Vlogmas. If you're new here, my name is Annie and I'm coming to you from Katy, Texas, where I live with my husband and our 3 kiddos. I'm recording this a little bit earlier than December 1st. I was gathering together all of my Advents and I figured that I would take the time to show you. I can already realize this is a lot more informal than the few podcasts that I have been recording. I just started a couple months ago, but I've been really enjoying it, and so I figured I would challenge myself to try to do Vlogmas this year. My son and I just got back from a little run this morning, so you are getting real life right here. So I figured I would turn the camera around, show you what I have gathered up for Advents, and then if I have time I'll show you the family Advents that we're doing this year. So the first Advent that I've gathered up is my main Advent this year, which is not by Naughty Pine Fiber Company. She did a traditional Advent this year. I believe it's her first year, so it's going to be 24 mini skeins as well as a full skein to open on Christmas. My plan is to make the Cozy Comfort Throw by Molly Klatt of A Homespun House. I think she designed this last year. It's a simple garter stitch blanket that uses up all 24 mini skeins, and then you finish it off with an I-cord bind off. And I am pairing it with this gorgeous neutral. It's like a brownish taupe color. My friend Laura from Back Porch Fiber Company, she specially dyed this for me. And I am so excited to skein it up and cast on. I also have Naughty Pine Fiber Company's mini skein set that she released this fall, and it's called the Fall Socks mini skein set. If I remember correctly, her Advent may have some colorways that she's dyed before in the past, as well as some new ones. So if those ones are used in her Advent, then I won't use them. I won't add them at the end, but if they're not, my plan is to add them at the end of the blanket before I bind off if it's not too big. So that is Advent plan number 1. And I almost forgot to mention this gorgeous tote my friend Laura made for me a couple of years ago, I believe for either my Christmas or my birthday present. It's hard to remember because my birthday is on Christmas, so it could have been for either of those, and I love this tote. I don't really take it out of the house just because it's so special to me, but it's great for at home. I mean, this has the entire Advent calendar in here, filled to the brim, and I plan to use it for this blanket project. Another thing I didn't want to forget to mention were these gorgeous beeswax candles. So Kayla included these candles. I believe that her father-in-law made them. And then when my husband saw them, I mentioned that I would really love some candle holders to put them in, and he immediately went out to the garage and made me these candle holders. I believe it's out of walnut wood, but I'll double check. And he has a lathe, so he just turned these for me, and now we have some gorgeous candles. This table was also made by my husband a few years ago, and it's such a wonderful addition to our dining room. Here are some Yarny Advent number 2 plans. I got a skein of 24 self-striping from Freckled Whimsy. My friend Laura bought me this skein for my birthday this year, and my intention is to make the Drea Renee Knits Everyday Socks. So it'll be my second time doing toe-up socks, although I have not completed my first pair, and I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to by December 1st, so these will probably be my first completed pair of toe-up socks, and I am really excited to try out her pattern. It's a completely ribbed pattern, even on the bottom of the foot, which I think will really help the yarn snug your feet and keep the socks on, and then she has a really unique heel construction as well. I'm going to be storing this project in this really beautiful project bag that I got a few years ago from, once again, my friend Laura. She made me this. It has these really pretty stags all over it. And in a little bit, we're going to FaceTime and open our skeins together because she also got this yarn for herself. So can't wait to see what is in the box. So since my kiddos are still playing contently upstairs, I figured I would show you our family advent this year. We did this one last year. It's called The Wonder of the Greatest Gift by Anne Voskamp. So it's a really great advent that focuses all about the meaning of Christ throughout the advent season. So you open it up, and inside it has this really pretty tree, and all throughout the tree it has branches that slant up. So you find the number that goes with the day. So let me show you. Here's number 1, and inside it has an ornament. Sorry, hopefully you can see that. Let me set this down. So inside there's a little ornament each day, and then each kid, so we'll take turns, they can hold the ornament while we read the story, and then you can find a place on the tree to display it. So in the advent there is a little book, and each day you read a story from the book. So December 1st, we'll go over Isaiah 11:1, and then it has a little devotional to go through together, and then you get to hang up the ornament, and you do that all the way up to Advent. So my kids really loved this last year. It's enough reading that you kind of have to give yourself like 10-15 minutes, especially if you discuss it. But it's a great way for them to interact with the true meaning of Christmas. So that's Advent number 1 for our family. So here's Advent number 2 for our family this year. It strands all along our window. I didn't know quite how to capture it for you, but this is a new Advent for us this year. My friend Laura included this in a package that she sent to me a few weeks ago. I'll have to get the name of who created this Advent, but each day it has a different name of Christ, and then it has a Bible verse to correlate with it so that you can look it up in your family Bible and read and discuss it together. So I pulled one the first days down just to give you an example of what it looks like. So this is day number 1. So I think my plan is whoever gets to pull the ornament out of our first Advent, the other boy will pull this down and hold the card while I read. So here's day number 1, and then you flip it over on the other side, and see it has a name of Christ and then a Bible verse that you look up together that will describe that name to you. So I'm really looking forward to this Advent. It looks like another one that's fairly quick to get through, but I think we'll have some good conversations. Good morning. Welcome to day 1 of Vlogmas. Today is December 1st. It's about 7:30 in the morning. I've been up for a couple hours. I usually get up about 5:30 every morning to have a little bit of quiet time. Just get up and drink coffee and read and knit. And today I got up a few minutes early so I could open my Advent and cast on the blanket. Let me show you. Okay, here is day 1. It is this gorgeous neutral with speckles all throughout of rust and dark gray, black. It is so pretty. This one is called Nutmeg Latte, and so this is day 1 of the Knotty Pine Fiber Co. Advent calendar. When I opened this up, I was like, oh, okay, I love this. This is one of my favorite colors, just this really neutral with speckles. So I am just a row or 2 in. I couldn't tell if I twisted my stitches. Yes. This is my blanket so far. So all I've done is cast on, and I might be on the 2nd row. And this is going to be such a relaxing knit with very long rows. I only have a 32-inch cable, but it's okay. I'll just scrunch it all up. So I wanted to mention, I saw on the Woolen Forest Knits podcast, she's doing a new segment with her husband called Knit Two Together. I think on the second to last one that she uploaded, she mentioned that whenever she has a long tail cast on, and if she has an extra skein of yarn, she'll pull from that one for the tail, and then you don't have to estimate how many stitches to, take out of the ball to cast on. So I'll link the tutorial I followed below. What I did was, because I don't have 2 skeins of this, I just pulled from the middle and the outside, and then I did the same thing with my main color. And then it was great. I'd had no wasted yarn, which is super nice, especially because you cast on a lot of stitches to start with. And yeah, so it just means I have, all that I have is this. This is just how much I pulled off to weave in, but I probably could have done a lot less. So yeah, I got that going. I'm so excited to work on it, and yeah, I think it'll be really relaxing. And then I cast on my 2nd Advent project. I did the toes of the Freckled Whimsy 24 self-striping a couple days ago. So here they are. This is all that I have. My friend Laura, my daughter's waking up. Let me see if I can get this out real quick. My friend Laura got me the mini skein that goes with the set. So it's this really pretty dark green. And then her and I are going to start from the same stripe, which is this purple. Hopefully you can see that. So I am just getting those going. And these will be my projects this month. I'm so excited. So my kids are starting to wake up, but I can see if we can get a few more minutes. We have a pretty busy day. A couple of my friends from the women's Bible study I did at the beginning of this year just had babies the last couple weeks. So the church that I do my Bible study through, they have this program, I guess is what you'd call it, where they send out a meal train to the congregation, and you can sign up to provide meals to the families that had the baby the first, I believe, 6 weeks. And there's like 3 slots throughout the week that you can sign up for. So I signed up to deliver meals today to those 2 women that I did the Bible study with. So I'm gonna make like a turkey and cheese slider dish with this really yummy sauce that you put on top, and we'll pair it with tomato soup, Caesar salad, and then homemade frozen cookie dough so that they can make it whenever they want. So I'm going to be making 3 dishes of that, 2 to deliver and then 1 for us to have tonight. So that'll be our morning. And yeah, I'm thankful I asked one of my friends who has delivered that meal before, how do you do this without it getting really soggy? And she recommended make it really early in the morning and then put it in the fridge until you're ready to deliver, and then you can just have the heat up instructions on the box. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then yeah, we'll see. If I have time, I'll make us, my kids really love this egg casserole dish that I do, and we just ran out. So if I have time, I will make another batch of that. And I think that's the main things that we have going on today. Yeah, so we'll see what we get up to. Thanks for joining me. So I have the sliders going in the oven right now. All 3 pans fit in, which was awesome. I'll leave a link below to what recipe I used. The only modifications I made was I technically tripled the recipe, but I only doubled the sauce part that you put on top because I always have so much left over. So yeah, and then I did the first bake of my casserole. I can write that recipe down below as well. It's actually my friend's recipe, so I don't know if it has like an online recipe to it. But what you do is you bake essentially tater tots first, and then you add your ingredients on top of that after that's baked, and then bake it again. So I've got that out of the oven. The kiddos have already had breakfast and they're playing contently in the living room. I wanted to show you my apron. I love this apron. My friend Laura made this for me. And it is like a, I don't know, a half apron. So it just goes on the lower part of your body. I'll see if I can show it. It's this really pretty pink, like light pink color. It has 2 pockets in the front, and you just tie it on like this. So I wear this apron. It's definitely my most worn apron. So I think, oh, one more thing with the sliders. The only thing that I do different than the recipe, so I put a layer of sauce. Harper's talking to us. I put a layer of sauce on all the sliders, and then I put them in the oven at 350 for 10 minutes. And then I'll take them all out and put another layer of the sauce on top, put it back in the oven for another 10 minutes, let that bake, and then take it out a 3rd time and put another layer of sauce on, but don't put it back in. And then I'm gonna follow my friend's advice and let that cool for a little bit and then pop it in the fridge until we deliver the meals this evening. So hopefully it goes well and they don't get really soggy. That's my only concern. So we will see. So this meal prepping is going much faster than I was expecting. So while the egg casserole is finished baking, I am gonna roll out the cookie dough that I prepped to give to people and to freeze for us. I set up a snack on the back porch for the kids because my hands are about to get super messy for a few minutes, and hopefully that will buy me enough time to get this all rolled out. I'll also link this recipe down below, but if you try it, just don't be surprised whenever you read it, I guess. It's very specific ingredients. So like the first ingredient is something like 2 cups minus 2 tablespoons of cake flour. And you're like, what? Why not just 2 cups? But trust the recipe and give it a try if you really like chocolate chips, chocolate chip cookies. What I did after we had our daughter is I made a batch of this and I had it frozen in our freezer, and then yeah, for the first few months of her life, my husband and I would just have cookies almost every night, and they are so delicious. So definitely give it a try. All right, here is the fruit of my labor. So now I'm gonna put all of the sliders in the fridge, the cookies in the freezer, and like I said earlier, I got each family tomato soup and salad. So I'm feeling good. So we just got back from delivering all of those meals to the ladies, and one of them lived really close to Hobby Lobby. So I was like, ooh, let's swing in really quick. My son needed a little festive accessory for a Christmas party that he has on Friday, so he found some really cute reindeer ears. And then I remembered that Hobby Lobby carried Yarn Bee, and I had seen this blanket that a Loop Through a Loop made a few months ago out of Yarn Bee, and she used the Goodness Grapefruit collection, I guess. My daughter did get a hold of this, so it looks a little rough, but here it is. So I just loved, she made a blanket out of her set, which is my intention to use this. I never knitted my daughter a blanket when I was pregnant with her, but I knitted both my boys one, so I really want to make her a blanket. And my goal is to get this done for her, maybe for her 2nd birthday. So yeah, just wanted to show you that. Super pretty. I love these colors, the pale pinks that fall into the blues and the gold. So I'm just gonna follow this set. So it'll go, this will be the corner to the middle, and then the middle back to the corner. So yeah, excited to have that. Good morning. Happy 2nd day of December. I am just beginning to add my 2nd day into the Cozy Comfort Throw. Day 2 is this gorgeous rust color. Let me see. There we go. So Kayla titled this one Foxtail, and it is so beautiful. So this morning, actually, I finished days 1 and started days 2. I'm realizing might be kind of hard to keep up with. I forgot how much knitting, 20 grams every day is, but it's just for fun at the end of the day, and it's a good challenge to keep me focused, and hopefully by the end of the month I will have a cozy blanket. So far, just based off of these 2 days, this is my favorite Advent so far. This is totally my color scheme. I am really excited to see what other colors she has conjured up. And I think at the end of this, it's going to be a really warm, cozy, and moody blanket. I was a little bit nervous about the width of it, and so last night what I did, I knitted half of the blanket onto another set of needles, or I put them on another set of needles, and then held it out widthwise, and it's actually much larger than I was expecting, so I think it'll be the perfect dimensions. My husband and I both sat underneath the width to see. It'll be it could be a 2-person blanket or a really cozy, big 1-person blanket. So I am so excited. Today's one of my favorite kind of days. We don't have to go anywhere. All that we have to do today on the schedule is homeschool, and I donate blood later on this evening, but my husband will be home to take care of the kids during that. So I love these kind of days where we just get to play, and it's really relaxing, especially with the ages of my kids right now. I really need days where we can just be home and not be running around, because they have a lot more fun whenever they get to play. So my neighbors just gave the boys a couple of flowers that they're going to try to plant. They're outside putting them in some cups of dirt and water. So I'm stealing a few moments to knit a couple rows on my blanket, and then we will get moving on with homeschool. One of my goals today, we are going to make a couple gifts for all the kids' grandparents. They want handmade gifts by the boys. And my son's teacher, a few months ago, they did like flower presses and then laminated them and made bookmarks. I thought that was such a good idea. So my husband and the boys made flower presses a couple months ago, and we've used them a couple times, but I think what we'll do today is I got a bouquet from Trader Joe's, and we'll cut some of the flowers off and start the pressing, and then in a couple weeks we can finish up with making the bookmarks. So I think that is on our list today. And so we do a hybrid program here. It was hybrid even before COVID, but it's a classical Christian school. So what we do is my son goes on campus Monday, Wednesday, and then I homeschool Tuesday, Thursday. And yeah, so far we've really loved it. It's great because my husband and I were both interested in homeschooling, but neither of us were homeschooled, so this is a great way for me to learn, how to be a teacher. I didn't go to school to be a teacher, so you have the accountability of the on-campus teachers, but also they create your lesson plans for you. And yeah, if I ever have troubles teaching something or if I need some help, she's always super fast to respond, and it's a great resource. So that is on our list today, but my son is super motivated to do homeschool during the morning. Typically what we'll do is we'll do at least the bulk of the coursework during my daughter's nap, so I can give him full attention. But she's actually becoming more and more independent and easier to, set up with like an activity, and then I can help my oldest with his schoolwork. So he's really motivated to get it done this morning because we brought down the electric train set that we have, and so he's motivated to get that done before her nap, because during her nap we can bring it out and then the boys can play with that. So I'm gonna go help my kids, but I figured I'd check in for a minute and show you my progress.